Good evening, everyone. My name is Judy Harris Kluger, Sanctuary's Executive Director. Welcome to our first virtual Pillars of Change, Sanctuary's annual volunteer recognition event. Volunteers have always been an integral part of Sanctuary's work. For over 35 years, we have relied on volunteers to assist in supporting our staff and survivors of gender-based violence. Each year, we provide direct services to over 9,000 survivors and their children. The great majority of this work is done by our amazing staff of over 200, including talented counselors, lawyers, shelter staff, case managers, and economic empowerment specialists. Their capacity is enormously expanded by our network of volunteer support, which now includes amazingly 2,500 people who volunteer their time and their resources every year. This past year has been particularly difficult for all of us, but especially challenging for our clients who have been uniquely vulnerable due to the barriers they already face, including domestic violence, poverty, and homelessness. During these challenging times, we reimagined our work, and our volunteers mobilized to meet the needs of our clients and staff. Volunteers stepped up in countless ways to tutor our children over Zoom who were failing and falling behind due to remote learning. They translated documents for attorneys preparing cases for virtual court appearances. They provided remote interview prep for participants in our economic empowerment program, and so much more. Tonight, we celebrate all of our volunteers. Many of you have joined us tonight, and we are also so proud to showcase the contributions of our 5 honorees for their exceptional service during this unprecedented year. I'd like to introduce now Ross Kramer, Director of our Incarcerated Gender Violence Survivor Initiative, to present the first award.
Thank you. So I am very happy and privileged to be presenting a 2021 Pillars of Change Award to Isabel Demange. Isabel began volunteering with Sanctuary, and in particular, the Incarcerated Gender Violence Survivors Initiative, a little more than a year ago. At the time, I had only recently joined Sanctuary myself, and our initiative was still very much in the developmental stage. We had so much potential to help incarcerated survivors, but I worried at the time that we didn't have the people power to maximize our potential and to reach everyone who really needed our help. Isabel was the answer to all of our hopes and more when she joined. She immediately jumped into our work with both feet. Her diligence and dedication and compassion and ability have played a huge role in jumpstarting our work. Amongst all of her other tremendous qualities as an attorney and as an advocate, Isabel has a rare ability to establish an immediate rapport with clients. And that's been so important in a time when we can't make in-person visits to incarcerated survivors. We have to rely on phone calls and our ability to communicate with clients who are being asked to tell us, basically strangers over the phone, about their most traumatic life experiences. And I don't think that it's an exaggeration to say that many of our clients, and particularly our clients who are seeking parole, with whom Isabel works very closely, consider her more than just an advocate. I think they look to her as a confidant and as a friend, which is both remarkable in itself and it's played a huge role in the success of our work over the past year. I couldn't be more grateful for all of Isabel's work, and I know that Dorchen feels the same way, as do all of our clients who had the privilege of working with Isabel over the past year. So I believe that this award is extremely well-deserved. Congratulations, Isabel. Thank you for all your work, and I really look forward to working with you more in the future. And now I'll turn the floor over to you.
Thank you, Ross. Wow. I'm so grateful for this beautiful award. So here it is. Thank you very much. It's really amazing. And but most importantly, thank you for for giving me the opportunity to be working with such an amazing team, because none of this would happen without the involvement of so many people within the initiative. It's you, obviously, Dorchin, Nicole, Rich, so many people within the initiative, but also some people outside. I'm thinking here of Sarah Bennett, who's been my mentor and who's been trying to teach me everything that she knows. It's been quite an amazing experience. When I first met Dorchin, I told her that I was interested in getting back into the practice of law. And specifically, I wanted to work with women's issues and the criminal justice system. So of course, the Incarcerated Gender-Based Violence Survivors Initiative was a great match for me. And it has been my honor to learn from the very best, because I knew very little. I've had several careers, and this is my second time around in the legal field. And I have to say that this has been the most fulfilling work I have ever done. So thank you again for letting me join the team. Thanks.
Congratulations, Isabel. My name is Lisa Mueller, and it is my pleasure to introduce our next Pillar of Change Award recipient, Melody Kimmel. Melody brought her talent as one of the nation's leading media, message, and presentation trainers to Sanctuary for Families over 10 years ago. Every year, in the months leading up to Sanctuary's huge annual gala, I reach out to Melody and I say, guess what? It's that time of year again. And her response is always an enthusiastic yes. Since 2011, Melody has donated her professional time and talent each year to ensure that every speaker at Sanctuary's benefit is prepared to deliver the most compelling remarks. She works one-on-one with a gentle approach and a laser-focused editorial pen. Some of our honorees are experienced public speakers, and some have never addressed an audience of that size. But regardless of the person, Melody instills confidence while sharing practical speaking tips with grace and style and always a sense of humor. Our speakers learn how to look up and scan the audience, how to not staple the pages together in their remarks, and how to enlarge the font to an enormous 48 point so that they can be easily read from the podium. Over the years, Melody has trained 3 Sanctuary executive directors, 4 board presidents, 24 honorees, actors such as Carrie Lowell, and dozens of survivors of gender violence who have chosen to share their stories in that most public of forum. Even the most seasoned speakers say that they learned something from Melody, but the most powerful memory I have is watching her work with survivors, whether they're board members sharing their painful past or a client Sanctuary has had the privilege of serving. Melody's background is not in trauma, but she has such a gentle approach and always puts the needs of the survivors first. I've been told again and again that she puts everyone at ease and brings out the very best in each speaker. Melody is an absolute pleasure to work with, and we are enormously grateful for all she has done to make Sanctuary shine over the years. It is my enormous pleasure to introduce Melody Kimmel, one of our 2021 Pillars of Change Award recipients.
Thank you, Lisa, for that warm introduction. As Lisa just shared, a colleague who was involved with Sanctuary asked me if I had the time and interest to help prepare speakers for the annual gala. I work in public relations as a media trainer and presentation coach. I was glad to help that year and every year of the decade that followed. I first said that yes as a favor to a colleague, but I quickly came to feel awed and inspired by everyone involved with Sanctuary. The lawyers donating thousands of hours to help transform, even save lives. The dedicated staff making a difference both to one person at a time and at the macro legislative level. And of course, the clients who summon courage most of us can't fathom to rescue themselves and their children. The zero tolerance benefit generates a large share of Sanctuary's annual operating budget. We want the speakers who help it succeed feel comfortable and confident, even when sharing painful stories. I feel so humbled every year and grateful for the opportunity to make my own small contribution to this life-saving work. Thank you for allowing me to help in my way and for this recognition.
Congratulations, Melody. My name is Jess Francois, and I am the manager of volunteer relations. We've already heard some of what makes Sanctuary's volunteers so amazing, and now we'd like to show you. The photos you are about to see are in-person volunteer activities were taken starting in 2019 through early 2020. And the virtual and mass photos were taken over the past year up until as recently of last week. So we hope you enjoy, and we'll see you on the other side of this presentation.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Emily LeBou, and I am the Director of Corporate and Volunteer Relations at Sanctuary. Several years ago, Danielle Krupa reached out to Sanctuary with an interest in donating items. She explained that she could collect new items for survivors at Sanctuary, but wanted to know exactly what we needed. At the time, I mentioned items that were being requested by clients, including school supplies, strollers, and yoga pants. Danielle worked with friends to collect all of the above, and they were delivered to Sanctuary's headquarters in no time. As part of Sanctuary's ongoing efforts to provide survivors of gender-based violence with what they need during various points in their journey, we recognize the importance of providing as much support as possible during life transitions like childbirth and postpartum. I shared this with Danielle and let her know that items for survivors who had given birth would also be much appreciated. Without hesitation, Danielle committed to donating such items at least once a month. She then went on to found a nonprofit, Moms for Moms NYC, donating large reusable bags filled with everything a birthing person and baby could need to start their new journey. Moms for Moms now donates to multiple community partners on a regular basis. All of us at Sanctuary are so grateful that we were a first partner and continue to benefit from the generosity of Danielle and her team. Danielle has gone out of her way to support Sanctuary, making sure the needed bundles are delivered where we need them and that we have enough for all who could benefit from the gorgeous bags filled with supplies and packed with love. I am so happy to present Danielle Krupa as a 2021 Pillars of Change honoree. Danielle is so sorry that unfortunately she was unable to be with us tonight, but offered these kind words. Thank you for this honor. To work with Sanctuary for Families and their mission of advocacy, safety, and healing for so many New Yorkers is an honor. As the founder of Moms for Moms, which supports single mothers in need, our missions are aligned in more ways than one, and I am grateful for our partnership. I look forward to growing it even more in the future. Thank you again.
Good evening and congratulations to Danielle. My name is Tana Osiande and I'm the manager of literacy initiatives in the Economic Empowerment Program. And tonight it is my greatest pleasure to introduce the 2021 Pillars of Change honoree, Cynthia Polk Allen. Cynthia has been an invaluable asset to the Economic Empowerment Program, particularly in the last year. While many people quite rightly had to focus on families and their personal circumstances, Cynthia became a vital part of the daily working of the EEP programming. Cynthia began volunteering with Sanctuary in 2019, actually, and I believe that she began working with the year-end present wrapping event. However, she was very passionate, enthusiastic, and eager to continue work with Sanctuary and began showcasing her talents as an individual tutor for a low literacy client with EEP shortly thereafter. Then 2020 happened. We all know this was a time of great adjustment. EEP had to quickly move completely online for Zoom classes for the spring 2020 cohort. Right on top of that, due to a medical emergency, we needed teaching coverage for an entire group of students. This meant a complete cycle-long schedule of actual classes. This is a big ask for anyone, covering a curriculum and jumping into a program as the teacher, and Cynthia is a volunteer. However, Cynthia did not hesitate to embrace this challenge. She taught the curriculum, she worked with clients, and she went all kinds of extra miles. She even recorded herself reading the Joy Luck Club, chapter by chapter, for clients to listen to during their hectic scheduled days. Of course, Cynthia did not only have the passion and the willingness, she has the chops. She has a background in many things. Cynthia has a history in the corporate world at JP Morgan Chase. She then had a complete career change and became an elementary public school teacher. She is also a yoga and meditation instructor. Cynthia is a doula. She's a belly dancer, and she is definitely an inspiration to me and to our students. She continues to work with EEP as an individual literacy tutor and also as a leader of our book club. And they're currently discussing Americana, which she does so wonderfully well with our clients. Thank you so much, Cynthia. I am so happy to present this 2021 Pillars of Change Award to you.
And thank you, Tana. I truly, truly appreciate you more than I can say. You know, it's very easy to volunteer for Sanctuary for Families. Every moment you spend, you come away from the experience with infinite pride and honor. Knowing you have worked with a team of professionals whose dedication knows no bounds. You have the pride and honor of working with and for clients who truly appreciate how you treat them with dignity and respect at a time where they are seeking self-esteem anywhere they can find it. You have the pride and honor of knowing that you have made a real difference because you have acted for and encouraged social and gender justice and democracy. I thank all of you. my fellow honorees, all of the volunteers. I thank those of you who are suffering completely from Zoom fatigue who are here with me tonight, and all of the other people who are being honored. I thank all of the people from the EEP. How could I have done this without you? And I thank all of my family and friends who are here. So you have changed my personal journey, each and every one of you, for the better every day. Thank you again.
Awesome. Awesome. Congratulations, Cynthia. Again, my name is Jessica Francois. Thank you all for being here this evening, and a special thanks to all of those who are here on behalf of Respond Crisis Translations. While we are sad that we are unable to honor everyone in person, we are so happy that we are able to have a strong representation from Respond Crisis Translation, as many of their staff and volunteers are scattered throughout the globe. During our first call in 2019, Ariel Corin, the founder of Respond, talked about their small but mighty team of staff and their larger network of volunteers who are all language activists that provide translation services not just to Sanctuary, but other organizations around the US that offer holistic services to immigrants, migrants, and refugees. And I was in awe. In hindsight, my team was just not equipped to manage our translations efforts, which Respond staff members can probably agree is incredibly robust. With the volunteer team itself speaking only one language between 3 people, we were just not able to correct and manage the volunteers for languages such as Spanish, Russian, Cantonese, Korean, Mandarin, Arabic, Bengali, Haitian Creole, or Urdu, just to name a few of the language requests we receive regularly. I say all of this to paint a picture of how incredibly grateful we are of the support that Respond has offered us for almost 2 years. Working with them has been a wonderful experience of not only collaborative efforts towards the same goal, but really pushing Sanctuary to think about how gendered violence is related to language access. During the stay-at-home order, our survivor leaders group and communications team collaborated on a step-by-step guide for how survivors still experiencing abuse could create a safety plan. Respond aided the team by translating the guide in over 7 languages, and it has now been shared over 200,000 times throughout social media and our website. I am incredibly happy to have been able to work with Respond Crisis Translation, and I hope that as we move into the 3rd year of our alliance, Sanctuary can too offer support to Respond, its volunteers, and mission to create a sustainable partnership and language access for all. I would like to introduce Maki Poyorena, who will be accepting this Pillar of Change Award on behalf of Respond Crisis Translations.
Can you hear me? Hello, everybody. Hi, I'm Maki Poyorena, and as Emily and Jessica from SSS said, the last thing that we want a client to worry about is telling their story in a language that it isn't comfortable for them. At Respond, we'll work hard to provide compassionate, effective, and trauma-informed interpretation and translation services for anyone who experiences language barriers. Our main goal will always be to fight for freedom of mobility and language democracy. I want to thank to our nearly 2,000 interpreters and translators who work across nearly 100 languages. Without their help, their support, they're sharing their time, skills, and empathy, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. They are the heart and soul of this project. Thank you again, SFF, for believing in our project and allowing us to help you fight against gender violence. We admire you and share your vision of a world where gender, race, sexual orientation, and nationality is respected and celebrated. Thank you again so much.
Thank you and congratulations. I would like to give a special thank you to Jess Francois I'm deeply appreciative that you are my teammate and for all that you do on a daily basis to allow the opportunity for our volunteers to engage in meaningful work. What incredible honorees. We are so proud to know you and lucky that Sanctuary is where you choose to volunteer your time. We are always grateful and proud of our volunteers and interns, but we've never been so appreciative and so proud of this incredible group, over 2,500 strong, than over the past 15 months. As Judy mentioned, during the COVID-19 crisis, our clients were uniquely vulnerable to all that was happening around them. And Sanctuary's volunteers stepped up and exceeded our expectations in all that they were able to do with little resources during a time when time itself was obscure and safety, health, and security were top of mind for us all. Still, our volunteers gave selflessly. We also send a special thanks to our colleagues at Sanctuary, who always do a great job engaging our volunteers, but went the extra mile as well over the past year, supervising staff, volunteers, and interns while simultaneously reimagining their own day-to-day responsibilities, providing life-saving support to our clients. Although I wish nothing more than to see you outside of tiny boxes on a screen, it's been incredible what you've been able to accomplish while not physically with us. I think everyone would agree this is perfectly exemplified by our 5 exceptional honorees. Congratulations again to all of you. With hope for the year ahead, thank you all for your unwavering support and for joining us this evening.